Good morning, good evening and good afternoon YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. People in Ireland rate their life satisfactory level 7 out of 10, which is much higher than the EU and OECD average. So what makes life in Ireland so good? Very many little things, and we're gonna talk about that today. But before we get into it, I wanna give you a tip or advice, whatever you wanna call it, about how to save some money when you're living in Ireland. Wherever you live in Ireland, you're paying for internet and electricity. Now, when you're getting your contract from whoever, Virgin or Vodafone or Air or whoever, you will most probably sign a contract for a year, I believe it is, and they will tell you you will be paying, let's say, 45 euros monthly, and then after that first 12 months it will be 70. That's my case currently. So the tip is, you should switch your providers both in Ireland, not in Ireland, both in in internet and the electricity. Yeah, that's my point. Change the company. After 11 months of your payments, you can just easily go to another company and start a new deal all over again. Otherwise, you will be paying, let's say, a double amount. My case now currently is next month our Virgin contract is ending, and after that they would switch us to 75, I think, euros monthly instead of 45, which we had now. We just switched the name of the contract. 1 year I have internet on my name, and then the next year it's Ginger Lady or it's my housemate or someone. And that is the same thing you need to do with electricity. Trust me, it saves money. Depending on a provider, you don't even have to do the whole shebangs about returning the router and then waiting for the new one and all that crap. If you run into a nice person in, let's say, Virgin again, I just saying Virgin because that's the last one we use, but it can be anything. You can just go in there with your housemate and, I don't know, tell them he is leaving the country, moving back to Croatia or Brazil or wherever he's going, and just tell them to transfer, to make a new contract, and tell them you already have a router, so you won't have to return the old one and wait for the new one, wait for the technician if that's still a thing, and things like that. Pro tip: switch companies for electricity and for the internet, because you will be saving a lot of money long term.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the...
Now, when I saved you some money, let's talk about why life in Ireland is rated so highly by Irish people themselves. Irish people are very kind and friendly, and their sense of humor is famous around the world. So it's no wonder most of them have more positive than negative experiences every day. Except, of course, if you work in retail, but that's a whole another dedicated level of hell. Focus. This is not a story about retail. Only 5% of Irish people work very long hours, which is much lower than 13% average of EU. Also, according to a survey done by Indeed, 83% of Irish workers, or workers I guess, are happy with the amount of leisure time they have, which I guess means that Irish people are even happy when they're working, which I can assure you is not me. But then again, I'm not Irish, so yeah, maybe that's a problem. But anyways, I think it's time for a beer. Yeah, it might be time for a pint of Guinness. If you want to know more about cost of life here, I have a whole, I think we can call it a series of videos that deal especially with budget in Ireland and cost of life here. So that will be pinned in the top comment. But yeah, if you like this video, you might like other videos. We make 1 to 2 per week depending on how much time we have. So if you don't mind, please click that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. There's over 2,500 of you now, and if you really love it, please consider Patreon. Our Patreons get videos before they're released on YouTube. We have monthly lives with them where you can talk directly to us, and a lot more. Let's get that point now.
I push back the serious feeling, the end's unknown, to get back the life I used to know.
And just like that, it's the next day, because that beer turned into a few of them. I ran into a friend. Anyways, to continue about life in Ireland, it's very safe here because Ireland is in very good terms with all of its neighbors, and you don't have to worry about natural disasters because of its geographical locations. Nothing really bad happens here ever. So, but what I did also found is yeah. So let's hear about all of this from the Irish perspective.
Ireland is the best. I love it. We have no killer spiders, we have no tsunamis or any sort of earthquake that will kill us. The only thing scary that we have is during the summer we get these big giant spiders that comes into the house. Himself, I don't think we've actually experienced, no we did, I got him out.
I've never seen one.
That's because I removed them. He has not experienced the big giant spiders, but if anyone's out there and knows the ones I'm talking about, they're like this long and really fast. And even if you throw the Holy Bible at them, you will not kill them. They're like big.
What do you think about Irish people generally being more happy than other people you?
I actually, yeah, when I'm like out and about, I like to have a chat with a randomer in a queue for, you know, if you're going to go shopping or something, you just strike up a conversation with a fellow Irish person. But it's not probably the same as when you go to another country. Like when I was in Germany, I was like, you know, being me. And I think I alienated people at the bus stops. I think they thought I was actually insane. And the same thing when I was in Australia. I was following like an Irish family around a shop one evening because I was kind of feeling a little homesick. So I discovered a family that was shopping in the nearby supermarket, and they were very Irish, and straight away I wanted to follow them because I felt the vibe. I think the elderly feel quite comfortable here to retire in Ireland. Okay, the weather is an aspect for most of them, but from talking to a lot of elderly people, they always feel quite comfortable here in Ireland because they know that they have their supports. There's the healthcare system. I know it's not the best in the world, but it does, you know, care for them in some sense. And people with children with special needs and stuff, there's lots of resources. So yeah, for a country, if you're elderly or if you have any sort of disabilities, I think it's a nice, safe place for you. You're not going to be afraid that you're going to be left alone and die in a house by yourself. I think Ireland is a pretty sweet spot. Been here a few years, I've been enjoying it.
And there you have it. That is life in Ireland. If you liked this video, press the like button. If you didn't, press the dislike one. If you loved it, press the subscribe button. Check our Patreon, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye guys. We will see you in the next one. Like, love, surprise.
Surprise. Say it. Subscribe.
Subscribed. And Patreons, not patients.
See you.
It's live. It's Yakov. Click like and subscribe. Give me some likes. I know you like it.
Plenty of likes.
Yes. And subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget.
And leave the comments in the section below.